There we go. There we go. That's more timerish, and they're off. Oh, the timer's going to be a little bit behind. Okay, there we go. The timer has started. Let's see. Early protect charm for both racers. Can always come in handy, just having that extra little bit of damage. Oh, that's a really, really nice Shriner. You've got to farm the 50 for the Shrine of No Return, in my opinion. Get yourself that early glass rapier and start going fast. Okay, there we go. Yeah, strength charm as well. It's a tricky one. Yeah, you just bomb for the gold, get yourself the 50, but neither racer are electing to do so. Both of them pick up some leather armor, so again, a little bit of armor, now up to a heart of protection in total. You really do want to get that up to about a heart and a half though, just to kind of give yourself a proper safety net. Okay, the timer should look not awful now. It's still a little bit off, and I don't know why, but I'll look into it. Yeah, now a glass bow pickup. I'm assuming that was from the boss chest in Zone 1. I was unfortunately looking away. But not a particularly fast weapon. You are going to get caught on a couple of things as well. That's the main issue with it. The 3 range isn't quite as nice as you might think. I believe at this point most people, if they can get 2 range from a spear, they're reasonably happy. Glass bow the best? Doubt. I have my doubts about that one. Okay, so Milt plucks to grab that crown of thorns and the titanium shovel. Zo doing exactly the same thing. There really isn't much of a difference between these two racers so far, apart from maybe a couple of beats. Milt goes for the map. I think you maybe want to go for the miner's cap as well, but I understand it's a bit of a pain with that glass bow. Only has 18 gold, so can't transmog anything either. Okay, gets himself some decent armor, that's good. Gonna be looking to get off of that glass bow now. We'll see if he's gonna pick up his potion free of charge, much like Zo did. And again, they're going to be reasonably neck and neck. Zo managed to switch off of his glass bow onto a titanium broadsword. Very, very nice weapon. You maybe want 1 damage up from it and then you're golden. But even on its own, it's still really, really nice to have, especially over a glass bow. Zo here moving down to Zone 2 boss. Deep blues? Yep, it's deep blues. Just going lane 3, keeping it very safe. There's no need with the... Oh no, he drops his beat multiplier, which means no boss chest items for him. That could cost him quite heavily. We'll need to see what happens to Milt. See what Milt goes for here as Zo's going to be heading down to his 3-2. Plucks for purple, gets a heal spell. Probably not what he's really looking for. He's already got plate armor and a potion, but he gets a quick trap door, so they're basically neck and neck again. Looks like Milt picked up a... Oh, he did have a ring of shielding, but it got destroyed and triggered by a mimic pot of coals, which is just... They're so mean. They're just so mean. Okay, both on 3-3. I think Milt's map is really helping him out here. He's just able to see exactly where to go, which in Zone 3 is completely invaluable. If you didn't know, then Zone 3 is the only zone of the three where we don't know how you're supposed to read the map. Zone 1 is very predictable, Zone 2 is also very predictable, and Zone 4 is always the opposite corner. But Zone 3 is just totally random. I didn't see where he picked him up, I'm assuming from the Conjurer, but Milt's got bits of strength now. So no protection from Goo in Zone 4, but he does have that third point of damage, which is almost as valuable as protection from Goo. Picks up a free spell, we'll see what Zoe gets. Zoe is charmed, and Milt is not. Oh, Zoe gets a Ring of Courage! Swapping out that charisma, that's gonna allow him to just plow through enemies. He's got good armor too, and the potion. Only the one bomb. Looks like this is a bomb-happy Zone 4 though, but it looks like Zoe's gonna miss them, just going a bit too high. Yep, doesn't want anything to do with those rooms, just wants to go, go, go. He's gonna have to pick up some bombs, or potentially a blood shovel, before he hits the Necrodancer, otherwise he's gonna be doing butt puzzles all day long. There's a Shrine of Darkness there. It's too late to take that. If you're going to take Shrine of Darkness late, then you need to know you can get off that Ring of Shadows, because that will hurt you a lot. Zoe getting confused, jumps into a Banshee, doing okay for now though. That Crown of Thorns really putting in some work for him as well. He's down onto his 4-3. Milt's still trying to truck through it. He's a little bit slower than Zoe purely because he doesn't have that Ring of Courage, which is just, it's so fast. That could be Zoe's saving grace right there. Picks up a bomb spell. You'll have to blood bomb in the Necrodancer, but he should have enough health that it's not a big issue. Where did butt puzzles come from? It's just shortening button puzzles. And because they're kind of butts, and not good butts.
What's the smell? It smells like trash.
Okay, Zoe's onto his Necrodancer. We are just gonna see... Oh, he uses his one bomb first. Drops his regular bomb, and he's actually gonna spend the time. He's gonna blow his potion just so he can get that quicker... so he can grab the loot before the Necrodancer spawns, which I don't think is ultimately that valuable in this situation. Milt's right behind him. Ultimately doesn't have it that much faster though. We'll see who finishes first. If I was a betting man though, my money would be on Zoe right now. Oh, having a bit of trouble with this last lure here. Okie doke, and there we go. So Zoe takes it with a very respectable 849, and Milt just right on his tail. Only 2 hits left of the Necrodancer now. Very, very close, so a point on the board for Zoe. So you can see not much separating them, about 20 seconds. I think ultimately you've got to put that down to the courage for Zoe. He was just able to tear through those Zone 4 rooms so much quicker. Oh, why? No, I didn't mean to resize. Live split. Okay, look, they should be off and running any second now for this second race. Yep, here we go. In this black chest, a glass flail. Zoe's taking it. Ooh, a little bit of buffering on Milt's side. No, he's okay. Gonna go into the blood shop as well. Lead boots, you gotta take those. For only half a heart, I don't think I could justify not taking them. Milt, on the other hand, he doesn't check his blood shop, so he's gonna have to try and find boots somewhere else if he wants them. Okay, Milt going for his lucky charm. Gets it, no big deal. He's now gonna check his shop. Oh, it's pretty garbage. Yeah, I think you take that protection charm and nothing else. You don't bother killing for that. The handy thing about having this glass flail, or any flail, is that you only need the one bomb to actually kill the shopkeeper. So that's gonna come in useful potentially if they find a nice shop. I know yesterday in the race between Jack of Games and Flag Luffet, he found a shop on, I think it was 3-3 or 3-2 or 3-3 that had, it was like heavy play and courage and something else. Why not take the facing? Well, he doesn't have a torch. And I know it's reasonably easy to find a torch, but, I don't know, I wouldn't be picking up phasing there. Yeah, Fly was just commenting on your races yesterday with Jack. Okay, so both of them lucked and both of them went for different chests. Milt elected to go purple, got himself a ring of charisma. Zoe went red and got a glass torch. So maybe I reckon if Milt had picked that up, he would have the phasing up in that shop and 1-2, then he would have been okay if he checked his red, but I can still understand not doing it. Oh, that is a cheap set of heavy plate. I think you gotta do it, Milt. Yep. Does it, so very nice. He picks up a ring of luck, which doesn't really matter all that much. I'd probably keep the charisma, in all honesty. Maybe you find a cheap blood or glass shop elsewhere. No, you won't see the blood shop, he's already seen that, my mistake. But titanium cat and heavy plate, that is very nice. Zoe, on the other hand, still rocking this glass flail. Does have the advantage of the torch, but yeah, that's what I'll say on that one. Just you're gonna want to break that before you hit zone 4. Okay, I'm not sure whether they're screen watching, but Zoe, I think, maybe knows that Milt is reasonably close behind them with what I would say is a significantly better build. The only thing he's really missing is boots. But beyond that, not too worried about this. You've got regen from the Crown of Thorns, you've got great armor. In fact, you've got ridiculous armor because you've got that protection charm too. Oh, it's a blueberry noodle. We'll see if he takes it. Doesn't want anything to do with it. He just gets the hell out of there. Just no thank you. Gonna keep this glass flail, which is spooky, and it's not so bad in Zone 4 because he's got boots, but ultimately you're probably wanting to find courage. Okay, great use of the shield spell there. Just plows through 4 or 5 enemies. Just wants to hit those exit stairs. Oh, a glass cat! That's... Glass cat is super fast, but it is pretty risky. I can understand keeping the flail. I I think in that situation I might do it too, just because I have the boots, so it's not too bad. Okay, Milt spending some time shopping here, trying to just get the final piece together in this build. Ooh, Boots of Pain takes them. Very nice find. You have to take 1.5 hearts of damage to actually pick them up, and then takes another half heart from that Clapper. But he's going to be down onto his Zone 3 boss, while Zoe contends with this Zone 4, which is looking pretty meaty so far. Pretty meaty. It's a lot of enemies. You can see all of them because of that glass torch. I'm out getting unlucky with this King Konga. Konga getting trapped behind the Konga line itself. Oh, Zoe takes a big hit from a wall pig. There goes his weapon. And most of his health as well. Heals up, grabs his shard, but gets thrown into the shop in 4-2 thanks to that Crown of Teleportation. So he's now running a glass broadsword, not a glass broadsword, sorry, a gold broadsword. But he does have a ring of strength, so he does at least have that 2 damage. But that is a nasty situation to find yourself in. But he doesn't have any health regen anymore, left that Crown of Thorns behind. Doing well to just avoid the confusion here from those confusion mages. This armadillo's giving him a little bit of hassle. Okay, so Milt on his 4-1 looking to try and close some ground. He does have enough bombs, Milt, but Zoe doesn't. He's lacking one. He's gonna have to do some butt puzzles. Oh no, sorry, he's got the Scroll of Gigantism with the pickaxe. I'm not sure what the actual synergy with that is like for the Necrodancer stage. So there you go, Zoe is heading down onto his Necrodancer fight. Milt still on 4-2. It looks like it's Zoe's, but you never really know with Zone 4. That courage is just doing so much work for Milt as well. Look at this. Yep, there you go. So Zoe used that Gigantism Scroll, just dug it out. Doesn't care, not a care in the world. Halfway done on the Necrodancer as well. He does only have half a heart, so he's having to be a little bit careful. Didn't do any spawn minimization. I think maybe was just focused on trying to get this one done and dusted. There you go, last hit on the Necrodancer. And there you have it with an 8:04 in time and an 8:14 real time. Milt not far behind, but a really off the rails dead ringer. Which is more than a little bit spooky. And there he goes down. So off the rails. So spooky. Let's get Zoe's second point on the board. Yep, there you can see it, lost in Zone 4, says Milt, and he's not wrong. The Zone 4 really cost him a lot of time, and like Stick said, just because he didn't go to the other corner. Okay, doke, they're off and running for race number 3. Milt going to be looking to take a point here. He's not been too far off, so just needs that extra little something. Needs his build to come together a little bit quicker. Maybe he needs to make some different decisions. Maybe not shop quite as much. But that said, Zoe isn't exactly a slouch. So there's no shame in currently being 2-0 down to him. Okay, nothing doing for either of these racers so far in terms of getting something on their build. Base rapier in that black chest. I mean, you've got your 2 damage, which can be nice, but in a situation like this, where you have this bat, you've got to hit it once and then lunge. You can't just lunge because it'll get you. Okay, Zoe gonna be first down to his Zone 1 boss. Found a quick trapdoor in 1-3. Milt didn't take the rapier, he wants to keep the dagger so that he can throw it on his boss, which is a totally valid strat. It's deep blues as well, so there is a strat here you can do, which Oblivion came up with in Season 3, which is around 95% consistent. I think it was quoted at the time. But I don't often see people use it. Essentially, you enter in lane 5, you do a little dance, you throw your dagger, and then you lure the king into a corner. It's the kind of gist of the strat. Okay, a blood cat on Zoe's side. I'd potentially be sticking with that base rapier just so you've got that 2 damage. And it's 100% consistent on Deep Blues 3. There you go. Okay, Milty grabbed the blood cat, and then for a second was thinking about switching back, which I don't blame him. Bit of a wasted bomb on that wall. Maybe thought it was a potion, but nothing doing. Okay, Torch of Foresight for both racers. They're going to be able to see any traps, which is very, very useful if you just want to find a quick trap door and get off the floor. But at this point, I think both of these racers are just going to be wishing for something. And Milt goes down! It was in Zone 2. It looked like an armadillo, but I'm not quite sure. We'll need to see what happened here. Oh, so in 2-3, he hits an armadillo while it's rolling, and then as he's going back up, it's on the opposite side of a bounce trap, so it rolls over the bounce trap and just gets him back. Little bit of armadillo revenge right there. So this is in Zoe's hands now. Still hasn't found a decent weapon. I didn't see what he got from his boss chest. Looks like it was potentially that ring of gold, which is a little bit unfortunate. Okay, Blue Dragon here for Zoe. You always want to try and deal with them vertically. A horizontal Blue Dragon is a recipe for disaster. Okay, so really just nothing for Zoe of note apart from that torch. I mean, this shop is just awful. But as Oblivion will tell you, luck is bad. Don't get luck. Milt on the other side though. Ring of Peace, Floaty Boots, Crown of Thorns. Not exactly a bad start to a run, but he's gonna have to hope that Zoe goes down. Which isn't the most unlikely thing in the world considering what he's been forced to run with here. Okay, throws his dagger on Deep Blue's one with the Blood Drum. Gets that quick kill. We'll see what he goes for here. Goes purple. Doesn't want anything to do with that Blood Cat yet again, which, totally understandable. I think if you're Zoe in this situation, you gotta be all over that glass shrine. You need something. Check the black chest first. No, he just wants the armor. And a titanium cat from the chest, I mean, it's a better weapon, but I don't know. I just disagree with bombing that Shrine of Glass. I just think a full glass build, well, not even quite full, you wouldn't have had to deal with the jaw, but you would have had your armor and you would have had a glass weapon, a glass torch, and a glass shovel. You know, I disagree with that situation there. And there goes his glass armor to a hot dog. Not what he would have wanted. Okay, so Zoe fighting his Conga 3. Milt found a Shriner, just went for space. Doesn't want anything to do with the Miner's Cap though. And there's that titanium cat for Milt, but down he goes to a Minotaur. A nasty situation in Zone 2 again. I think maybe a little bit of tunnel vision on that cat, and then that white, there was a white that just came out of nowhere. Zoe not looking to be a karate guy. There you go, that's a bit of a build. I don't Okay, yeah, he hops out of that room for a second, but he's back in. Oh, a dual dagger. Now there's a question for you. Do you run a dual dagger over a titanium cat? It's a tricky one, I think. Probably no. But I understand that the 5 damage is very enticing. You saw that, he just took out a golem and a single hit. Oh, takes a hit from a bat, down to 1 heart again. Yeah, I think like you say, Stick, it is more risky than the titanium cat. But it is without a doubt faster, but Zoe doesn't have to go all that fast. Oh no, there's a transmog for you. Transmog's a blood spear into a freeze spell. I think in Zoe's situation you gotta just be hammering that right trigger on your controller right now. If you want to take a little bit of damage, you can get a glass rapier, but I'm not recommending that. Not to anyone. Still finding some very, very critical health there. Finds the cheese. Yep, just gonna pop his free spell. Gets hit by a black bat. 1.5 hearts of damage you saw it do there. That is just mean. Oh, some heavy plate in the shop. He's gonna kill for it. He's now only got 3 bombs. A choice of weaponry though, I say yeah, just take that obsidian longsword to see the floor out. You don't want to end up losing this just because you didn't have the range. Sorry, was it just a half a heart? I'm still kind of waking up. So taking a hit from my white there. Is he gonna go back? He's gonna keep the dual dagger. Not sure how I feel about that. Oh, I see why now. I didn't spot the urn before he went up. I was too busy facepalming over my silly mistake. I don't understand why he wouldn't take the ham. I know you have the ring of regen, but that doesn't save you mid-floor. Ooh. If he didn't have that heavy plate, I don't know how long he would have survived for in 4-3 and Dead Ringer. Pretty spooky. Okay, just wants to see this out. Doesn't care about spawn minimization. He's got a fireball spell, so if there is anything being a bit too much of a pain in the ass, he can just zap it from across the floor. Okie doke, and there you have it, folks. Zoe takes this one 3-0 over Milt. Milt, a couple of unfortunate deaths in that last race, and